Hello everybody and welcome back. It's Asta the Greek, and today, it's finally time. The spare time death order is here. Yes, I know. Who do I think is going to die next? I was right with Xander at the start, and I was somewhat close with the rest. But can I predict accurately who will die next? Well, only time will tell. For now, let's begin. So, obviously, we're not going to talk about the first two chapters. Min kills Xander and Ace kills Ari, we know all that. As for the rest though, what I always do before making the list is going through each one and giving them potential roles from victim, killer and survivor. From there, I place them where they fit the most in my opinion. Though this time, some characters felt too obvious for some roles, so it was a more quick process than the other times. Another thing to mention is that the spare time seems to be paralleling the deaths from Danganronpa 1. The first chapter has a self-defense, in quotation marks, murder. The second has the killer not being able to accept their weakness and change, instead killing someone who's willing to change. With this thought in mind, let's talk about Chapter 3. Chapter 3 in DR1 is about greed. Celeste wants the money to buy herself a castle, and as for the victims, both Taka and Hifumi want alter ego for their own personal reasons. I don't think this chapter will revolve around greed specifically, but possibly another deadly sin. Instead, I believe this chapter will deal with envy. I think it's obvious that Levi will be dying here. A buff character like him, there are a few ways someone could kill him during such a game. And in Levi's case, if he killed someone, it'd be kind of easy to figure out, as he has no empathy and doesn't really see what's wrong with killing people. So I don't know how well he'd be able to hide his crime. With the Chapter 2 finale leaving Levi in a very critical state, he's the easiest target to get killed. Additionally, Levi already got decent exposure during the trial. I think the whole episode was dedicated to his past and lack of empathy. As for the second victim, I think it's going to be Hu. Unlike Chapter 1, Hu had a larger presence during the second trial. I can definitely see her trying too hard to regain her position in people's eyes, since she did seem to lose her peacemaker role after crashing out multiple times, and even revealing that she's not as mentally in check as she likes to present, taking her secret into account. As for the killer, well, the only one that made sense to me was Arturo. He'd be the one with the easiest access to Levi, and I can definitely see who trying to help in treating him and getting killed in the process. As for the motivation behind these actions, Arturo is already disliked by the majority of the cast. We have yet to see him without the mask either, and we know that he has a fascination with beauty. So it's possible that he has some kind of deformation under there, and he feels envious of other people, and the motive could be something that could help him with that. As for the victim's envy, Hu seems to want to be seen as a dependable caretaker, someone people can look up to, but she just isn't. So she could be envious of someone else that steps up after both her and David proved inadequate. And for Levi, while it is a stretch, he is shown to try and want to do stuff people with empathy do, so his envy could be just wanting to understand people and to be like them. Enough about Chapter 3 though, let's talk about Chapter 4. The moment I first saw Veronica, I was dead set on her being the Chapter 4 victim. For me, it makes the most sense. She's a character that can bring tension if needed, but also weird enough to not keep around till the end of the game. Chapter 4 seems right about where her story should end. Now, in DR1, Chapter 4 is the traitor motive, where they reveal Sakura as the traitor. The thing is, in this game, someone taking their own life can be used to hold a trial. Instead, I think the parallel to this chapter is going to be about self-sacrifice. I believe that Veronica is going to do something that will put people in danger. It's clear she doesn't really care about their situation, and being the ultimate horror fanatic means that she's enjoying the pain others are experiencing in this killing game. So the possibility of her making things worse just to get off is pretty high. And here's where the self-sacrifice comes through. Because I believe that the killer is going to be Wit. Wit has proved to try and stand up for his friends. He backed up Charles and Terrico when they were in trouble, and he was even willing to keep David's motive a secret. I can definitely see him sacrificing himself by killing Veronica and then throwing the trial so the rest can go on. And hell, that would make for one emotional trial, with Charles, Terrico, Eden, and maybe a few others being distraught by the news. Chapter 5 is where I see David pulling his final trick, Sadly, danganronpa 1's 5th chapter is also its worst, in my opinion, so I don't think they'll have a parallel with that chapter, instead going for danganronpa 2. I can definitely see David setting up his own death, making someone else the killer, and trying to get people to fail their trials so that Teriko ends up dying. As for who the killer could be, I'm thinking Rose. Considering how rough she's doing with just the first 2 deaths, I imagine she'll be even more forgetful during the 5th chapter, so she wouldn't remember doing this little thing that ended up activating whatever scheme David sets up to get killed. So this could make for an interesting trial. Hell, Rose could be helping everyone else solve the case, and near the end, she remembers and kinda realizes she's fucked. As for the last chapter, well, I don't think we're looking for another victim here. I do think this is where Mono TV and the Mastodon will die. So yes, that would be Teriko. I'd like to give her the benefit of the doubt here and hope that when she finds out the truth and she remembers what she has done, her memories of her past self aren't fully there, so the Teriko we've seen these past few chapters wants to make amends and takes Mono TV and potentially whoever is controlling him down with her, ending the killing game and any other possible new entries to the American TR show. That would mean that the only survivors of this cast would be Eden, Charles, Nico, and Jay. I think these characters make the most sense as the survivors. I could see Charles killing someone in a non-bloody way, but I couldn't figure out when. And the same goes for Jay as well. As for Nico, they already tried killing someone, so I doubt they'd try it again. They got enough focus on this chapter to make me think they're safe, unfortunately. But that will be all for today. What do you guys think? Do you agree with my death order? Let me know your own predictions in the comments below, but until the next video, take care and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.